Hello, and welcome to this unsettling yet necessary journey into the abyss of modern relationships. Relationships can be beautiful, but they can also be incredibly challenging and complex. Over the next little while, we're going to unpack the 20 most common reasons why couples decide to call it quits. From communication breakdowns to financial stress, we'll cover it all. I promise we'll try to make this slightly less soul-crushing than a trip to your local divorce attorney's office. We'll explore these issues with empathy and understanding, so buckle up, grab your tissues, and maybe a stiff drink because things are about to get real. Whether you're in a relationship or reflecting on past ones, this journey will offer insights and perhaps a bit of solace. Chapter 1. Lack of communication. When saying nothing speaks volumes. When couples stop talking about their needs, fears, hopes, and dreams, resentment festers. It's like that weird smell in your fridge. You ignore it at your own peril. But if you're both willing to put in the work, you might just rediscover the language of love. Chapter 2. Infidelity, the ultimate betrayal. Infidelity is often considered the ultimate betrayal in a relationship. Infidelity often stems from unmet needs, poor communication, or a lack of respect within the relationship. These issues can fester over time, leading to a breakdown in trust and intimacy. It's rarely about the other person and almost always about the cracks in the foundation you've built together. These cracks can be subtle at first, but grow larger if not addressed. Rebuilding trust after infidelity is painstaking and requires immense patience. It involves open communication, forgiveness, and a willingness to move forward. Can it be done? Sure, but it's not easy and demands a lot of effort. But it takes a Herculean effort from both parties. Both must be committed to healing and rebuilding the relationship stronger than before. Financial problems? When money talks, love walks. It's a question many couples face when financial stress enters the picture. They say money can't buy you love, but it can certainly buy you a divorce lawyer. Financial issues are one of the top reasons couples find themselves in a lawyer's office. Financial stress is a leading cause of arguments and resentment in relationships. The pressure of unpaid bills and mounting debt can create a toxic environment. The key here is to establish open and honest communication about your finances early on. Discussing money matters openly can prevent misunderstandings and build trust. Set budgets, discuss your financial goals, and be transparent about your spending habits. Working together on a financial plan can strengthen your relationship, because the only thing worse than arguing about money is arguing about money with someone who lied about buying a solid gold back scratcher. Honesty and teamwork are essential to overcoming financial hurdles. Remember the heady early days of your relationship when a simple glance could send shivers down your spine. Lack of intimacy, both physical and emotional, is a slow-burning killer of relationships. Relationships need regular doses of intimacy to stay alive. And I'm not just talking about sex here, but also meaningful conversations and little gestures of affection. A little disagreement now and then can actually be healthy for a relationship, but there's a fine line between healthy debate and all-out trench warfare. Constant arguing creates a toxic environment, eroding the foundation of love and respect. If you find yourself constantly at odds with your partner, it's time to assess the situation. We live in a world saturated with unrealistic portrayals of love and relationships. Unrealistic expectations are the silent killers of relationships. No one person can be everything to another. The key to combating unrealistic expectations is to develop a more grounded view of what a healthy relationship looks like. Communicate your needs and expectations clearly and openly with your partners. Remember those seesaws on the playground? Relationships are kind of like that. Lack of equality can create an imbalance that throws the entire relationship out of whack. Equality in a relationship doesn't mean everything has to be split 50-50. It's about recognizing and valuing each other's contributions and sharing the load in a way that feels fair. We spend years planning for our careers, homes, and weddings, but how much time do we spend preparing for marriage itself? Marriage isn't just about romantic dinners and weekend getaways, it's about navigating the mundane and stressful aspects of life together. Preparing for marriage means entering into the commitment with open eyes and realistic expectations. It's about a willingness to learn and grow together. Abuse in any form is never acceptable and is always a valid reason to leave a relationship. Whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological, abuse is about power and control. If you are experiencing abuse, please know that you are not alone. Reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or hotline, and remember that your safety and well-being are paramount. Addiction affects not just the individual, but also everyone around them, especially their partners. Living with a partner struggling with addiction can feel like walking on eggshells. Supporting a partner through addiction requires setting clear boundaries and seeking professional help. Remember, you can't force someone to change, but you can offer support and resources. Incompatibility isn't always a dramatic clash of personalities. Sometimes it's a slow realization that you're on different paths. You might start with shared interests, but as you grow, your core values and life goals may no longer align. Incompatibility doesn't mean either person is at fault. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to acknowledge that and move on. In the age of endless options, commitment can feel like a dirty word. Lack of commitment can manifest in many ways, from a fear of intimacy to a pattern of infidelity. Commitment requires vulnerability, trust, and a shared vision for the future. It's about making a conscious choice to prioritize your relationship and work through challenges together. Sometimes the connection fades not because of any major betrayal, but simply because you've both grown in different directions. Growing apart is a gradual process, a slow drift that can be difficult to recognize. It can be an opportunity for rediscovery and finding new ways to connect. Recognize that growing apart doesn't always signify the end of a relationship. Family can be a source of strength and comfort, but they can also be a major source of stress in a relationship. Family interference can create tension and resentment. The key is to present a united front with your partner and establish clear boundaries with your families. Your relationship is your priority, and you have the right to create a space for it to thrive. Disagreements are inevitable, but how you handle them can make or break the bond. Lacking effective conflict resolution skills can turn minor disagreements into major blowouts. Effective conflict resolution requires active listening, empathy, and a willingness to compromise. It's about finding solutions that work for both partners. Health problems can put an immense strain on relationships. Dealing with health issues requires patience, understanding, and an unwavering commitment. Remember that your partner is not just a patient, they're a whole person with their own needs. Seek support from friends, family, or professionals when needed. Cultural differences can enrich a relationship, but also create misunderstandings and conflicts. The key is to approach them with curiosity, respect, and a genuine desire to learn and grow together. Embrace the differences while finding common ground. Create a space where both partners feel seen, heard, and valued. We all crave support, especially from our romantic partners. Lack of support can leave us feeling alone and unappreciated. Support can manifest in many forms, from a listening ear to acts of service. Show up for your partner, both physically and emotionally. Infertility can be a heartbreaking and isolating experience. The emotional toll of infertility can manifest in many different ways. Navigating infertility requires open communication and empathy. Seek professional help when needed and nurture your relationship amidst the challenges. Sometimes, as life unfolds, our goals and aspirations change, leading us down different paths. When partners have significantly different life goals, it can create a fundamental disconnect. Honesty, communication, and a willingness to compromise are essential. Sometimes it might mean acknowledging that your paths are heading in different directions. So there you have it, 20 of the most common reasons why divorces are so prevalent today. Relationships are messy, complicated, and require constant effort. If you're willing to put in the work, you might just make it out alive. And if not, there's always therapy, cats, and the endless entertainment of watching other people's relationships implode on reality TV.